Hey, it's your guy Tyrrell back with the interviews. The FA Cup is back this weekend, and the big question is, will a Premier League team face an upset? Chelsea are the first team up. They're looking to get to the quarterfinals, but Hull City stand in their way. They're coming off a great performance against West Brom on Monday, but will they be able to deliver and steamroll the inferior opposition? Will they continue their inconsistent form throughout the season, or will they head into Barcelona full of confidence? Don't worry, here at the interviews, we've got you covered. So on this edition of the interviews, I'm going to briefly break down Chelsea against Hull City. So it looks like Chelsea have hit form at the right time, just ahead of their first leg round of 16 match against Barcelona. Sure, they may have beaten Hull City, who are not in the Premier League. Sure, they may have beaten West Brom, who are looking to get relegated this season. But we've seen a few tweaks and changes in Chelsea's system and in their player personnel, which have really helped them get the best out of these last few games when it looked like they were about to hit rock bottom and Antonio Conte was going to get sacked. So when we look at the board, we got Chelsea in the blue, we got Hull City in the red. If you look at it closely, Chelsea kind of switched things up. There was no Eden Hazard. Olivier Giroud started up front ahead of Pedro and Willian. Fabregas and Drinkwater were in midfield, and as you could see, the advanced wing backs were Emerson Palmieri, who made his first Chelsea start for the club, and then you got right wing back Zappa Costa. For Hull City, it looked like they were supposed to be a 4-3-3, but within the opening minutes, they dropped into what looked to be a 6-3-1, which was because the wingbacks were really high and they pushed the wingers back. The back four sat very narrow. The midfield three packed it in, and then they had their striker up on an island, and that was a big problem because they didn't really have any counter-attacking threat throughout the game or consistent attacking threat. And then when you look at what Chelsea did right, well, they were up in the first few minutes, and it's down to a mistake in Willian curling a super effort past the keeper with his left foot, which is very rare. So that was a big moment for Chelsea fans who have followed Willian throughout the years, who knows that he's predominantly right-footed. And then when you look at really what happened throughout the game, there were two key elements. One, Willian was continuously breaking with pace and speed on the counterattack. He was creating chances. There was one time where he'd always break from a deeper position down the left for the most part. He created a chance for Pedro into the box. Pedro forced a save from the keeper, probably should have scored. There's a time where he combined with Drinkwater and broke into the box, and he helped Drinkwater break into the box, and Drinkwater played across into the box for Olivier Giroud, and he couldn't get onto it. But Willian was a live wire, just constantly getting forward, constantly breaking forward on the counterattack, and it was something that they need, and he's such a good transitional player, and this is what you expect from Willian on a weekly basis, and he delivered. Sure, it was against inferior opposition, but it's some positives for a Chelsea club who looked like they were struggling a few weeks ago. The other key element, and this is the big element, was Olivier Giroud. Since Chelsea have lost Diego Costa, there was always a worry about losing the physicality, losing the grit, losing someone who would work hard for the team without the ball. That's not to say that Alvaro Morata hasn't done that job, but as you can see in his first season in England, he has all the traits to be a wonderful world-class striker, but he just has a bit of softness. He's easy to get pushed around. They're able to get into his head very easily, and that was happening through the season, and he slowly lost his confidence in front of goal. And Chelsea never really had a plan B because Michy Batshuayi wasn't the striker set up to play in an Antonio Conte starting XI, so that never worked out. So they go out and get possibly the best plan B that they could get, or in the Premier League in general, in Olivier Giroud. And we look at how Chelsea's goals were scored in this game. You look at the second goal, you look at the third goal, you look at the fourth goal. The game was virtually done by halftime. The second half was a bit of a cakewalk. Chelsea never exercised any energy going forward, and it just went back and forth, and it went through the motions. But when you look at the goals that Chelsea scored throughout the first half, you have to credit what Olivier Giroud brings to this team. You look at the first one, just a simple dropping deep, holding off the defender. What he does very well is that he holds them off with his strength and pushes them back. He's able to use his strength to keep them off the ball. And what he does is that he invites Cesc Fabregas to come to it, links with him, and then with dragging that defender out, Pedro Rodriguez is able to run across the back line. We saw this happen earlier on where Fabregas picked up a loose ball in midfield, and Pedro made that darting run into the box, but he was stopped by a glass-ditch defensive tackle, which cleared the ball out for a corner kick by Michael Dawson. This time he was able to break free, broke into the box, slid it past the keeper, 2-0 Chelsea. That's just a testament to everything that those three players do well. We see Pedro kind of drop in deeper and try and get on the ball and do a few tricks, a few step overs. It's not really his game. It's not what he is very good at. You want Pedro playing off the last man, playing off the lines, breaking free, giving you something different. We saw that with this formation. We saw Fabregas get a bit more space because the midfield weren't pressing and they were trying to plug the gaps in midfield. He was able to use his long range of passing. We saw one testament to what Olivier Giroud does well that you may not get from Alvaro Morata, and that happened there for the first goal. The other aspect is that with the fullback so high and so much space in midfield, and the midfielders trying to push out a bit to try and press Drinkwater, Fabregas, it allowed Pedro more space to get into these areas. It allowed Willian to come more narrow and get on the ball and do his little flicks, the intricate passing, rather than predominantly staying out wide and trying to beat a man on the right side with his right foot. So that really helped them play to their strengths as well. The second goal, when we look at it, it's Willian with a flick, and he was over here. He tries to flick the ball into Giroud. The flick doesn't go off well, but what Giroud does well is that this center back comes forward. He shrugs him off the ball, and just his strength, and you wouldn't get that from Morata. Use his strength to shrug him off the ball, play in Willian, who isn't dead, not closed down, and he finishes superbly outside the box. 3-0. Chelsea are going wild. They're running rampant. This is what they need ahead of Barcelona. But again, it's just Giroud taking that bit of strength that you wouldn't get. You'd probably get it from Costa. You wouldn't get it from Morata. Just pushes him off. Willian breaks free. 3-0. And then you look at the fourth goal, and this is definitely an indictment on Morata throughout the season because he scored a lot of goals with his head, but he's missed a lot of great chances. And once again, it doesn't really take away from how good of a striker he is, but he's just not going through the motions. In his first season of the Premier League, he's slowed down, which is normal, but Chelsea needs someone there to get the job done. Palmieri gets behind his marker, breaks into the box. It was off a failed cross, I'm pretty sure. Gets into the box, pulls it back. It's Giroud who gets across his marker from point blank range, just taps it into the net, beats the keeper. A poacher's goal. It was reliable. He is reliable. He missed a lot of chances throughout these two games, but that's a goal that shows that they can get something different from Giroud. So we saw really three elements to his game. He's able to hold off the ball and drop deep. He's able to shrug off defenders when it need be, and he could be that poacher in the box, and that's very key for what Chelsea were doing. They went up 4-0, were able to cruise through the second half. And even if we go back to the game before against West Brom, the one goal that we have to look at for sure is the combination between Eden Hazard. This is what you don't get from Alvaro Morata. Again, not a knock on him, but it's not what you get from him. His ability to hold, where Giroud held the defender back there, pegged them into the box, forced them deeper, pushed them back, and it allows Hazard, and we've seen this at Arsenal where Giroud is able to play in guys like Cazorla, Ramsey, Wilshere, the intricate passes, the third man running. We saw it here where Hazard's able to shake away from Gareth Barry, just a split second, play the ball into Giroud, and it was just a little touch that allows Hazard to get onto that wall pass. Barry can't follow him, and he fires an unstoppable shot past the keeper. We saw this during the early stages of Lionel Messi's career where the wall pass would allow him to gain acceleration and push forward. We saw that with Hazard, but again, it's a testament to Giroud, what he offers to the team. An aerial threat in the box, that allows Chelsea wingbacks and deeper defenders to play into the box so that he can fight for it and possibly lay it off to a teammate. If they need another goal, if Morata starts, he could bring on Giroud and have two penalty box presence in the box. Giroud could hold off defenders and link play with the midfield. He's a poacher in the box as well. It's the perfect plan B. And now the question is, does he start against Barcelona? Does Morata start against Barcelona? Who knows? But Chelsea is playing better, and they look in a better place to take on the challenge of playing the Spanish champions rather than going there and getting steam thrown. And that could be a big issue. That could be a big positive for Chelsea. And Olivier Giroud looks like he's settling in. But let me know what you guys think. Meet me in the comments below. Don't forget I upload videos every day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And that was your daily dose of the interviews.